Hello everybody, welcome to this week's question and answer video. My name is David, this channel is Tomorrow's Coaching. I'm answering your guys' questions from the last video, last Monday. I encourage all of you, please go down below into the comment section, ask me anything you want, and come back next Monday for my answer. Let me know if I missed your question or if I misunderstood it, or if you don't understand what the hell I'm saying. Thank you. Please just leave your locations. Let us know where you are. Generally, if you want to. I understand reasons why you don't want people to know where you are, but just try to participate. The planet you're on, the hemisphere, something like that. Continent, country. Please consider signing and supporting a petition that I started called Stop Narcissistic Online Bullying. It's with change.org. If you want to just go change.org/stopbullies, or the link is down below in the comment section in the description box. Everyone in the world, please, I encourage you, please, 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 just follow it and support it, sign it, check it. Yes, that's it. That's all you got to do. Want to take another step, you can share it with someone else. Thank you. All right, let's get into the questions. Like I said, if I missed any, it's not on purpose. Let me know. Rel Rodriguez, the Healing Family from California. Hello, how are you? What is the most horrific thing you have heard of a borderline do to their victim in all the years you have been helping so many people heal? Thank you. Bad enough for me not to say. Really, not trying to be dramatic. There are things I've heard I'll never repeat, not just for confidentiality with my clients, but it's just that bad. It really is, and it doesn't need to leave that room. Somebody needed to say it. Somebody needed to tell it, talk about it, get it off their chest and out of their head and their life. And I listened, and I'm not going to repeat it. It's the worst. Imagine the worst, you know? The ones who really did survive, barely. I've heard stories that it's hard for people to make up. I can't remember who said it, but the saying that reality and truth is much harsher, stranger than fiction. But thanks for asking. I hope you understand, all of you. I can't say that. I'm not going to. It's just the worst stuff you ever heard in your life. Worse than you can imagine. Whatever you're thinking right now, worse than that. Hey, David DB from South Carolina. Hello. Why do people with BPD or NPD always seem to want to be negative or demeaning to their favorite person? It is literally a constant drain on any person in that role. God, it sure is, isn't it? Absolutely, it's draining. You can't have negative environments and not be negatively impacted somehow, some way. Ask nurses who take care of people who are dying, police who see the worst, stuff like this. You're negatively impacted some way. So why? Well, you say you can see a lot about a person by how they treat others, especially the ones they say they love. My favorite person. I treat you awfully, horribly. It says a lot about how I feel about myself. I'm hurting inside. They're saying, hurt people, hurt people. That's something. Two, they do it, it's like a kicking post. I feel bad. I want the other person to feel bad. People close to me to feel bad. I take it out on them. Three, it's control. It's called baiting. So people with BPD or NPD or both seem to be very, very controlling. And they want to control you and what you're doing and what you say for them and not lead them in whatever it is. And they will control you emotionally by making you feel different things, by accusing you and by making you feel sad and feel sorry for me and defend yourself and critique you and criticize you and see that, all kinds of stuff to do to control you. And that's a big one. What do you think? What do you guys think? Any other reasons? Rose from United Kingdom. Hello, Rose. With him leaving soon, one day he talks to me as though he would like to stay friends, etc. No hard feelings, not your fault. Another day, I'm chucking him out, and it was a big plan on behalf to, he's accusing you of making him leave. And then you asked him once, are you aware that you are different towards me some days? He said, yes, kinda, but not sure. It's just hard to keep a lid on it, At times, some days I can't put it to one side. It comes out. I said, is this the worse as you're older? Is this worse? Is it getting worse as you're older? He thinks so, but he didn't want to talk any further. His eyes were watering over. I could see, but he couldn't talk anymore. Do you think that's honest? You just doubt so much after a while. Well, Rose, do I think he's honest? No. We already know he's not honest, don't we? So when something doesn't make sense, he's probably not being honest. So let's dissect this, huh? You asked him if he's aware that he's different towards you some days. So that's instability. That's being unstable. And there's different kinds of instability. I could be emotionally unstable and not ever regulate my emotions and open or close them and process them, express them in healthy ways. And my body's doing all kinds of things all the time. And it makes me very unstable. It makes me very impulsive and do things like, wow, without even thinking about repercussions. This instability he's not aware of, Rose, not very aware of. So when my body feels really bad and I can't do anything about it, like pain, right? I want to ignore it. Well, that could be me. I'm kind of ignoring my emotions as well. If they're emotions, not just pain, but emotions, and I'm ignoring myself. I'm not very aware of myself. See that? So he's not very aware that he's doing it, but he's aware that yesterday he was nice and today he's angry, and he might be kind of aware of that. Yeah. He's not aware of how it makes you feel. So let's see. And you said, is this worse as you're older? He thinks so, but he didn't want to talk any further. So you're holding up a mirror to him, Rose, and you're saying, hey, look at yourself. Examine your behaviors. Who are you really inside? And he has shame. Remember, we talked about this. It's obvious. It's why he treats you badly. It's why he hates himself. He hates things and he hates himself, and he has a lot of toxic shame, which prevents him to look at himself. Another reason he's not aware of who he is and how he feels and what he's doing. And then you could tell his eyes were watering over, and that's him looking at himself. That's him leaving you, grieving, loss, failed marriage, failed relationship, fear of being on his own, taking care of himself, all kinds of different emotions he's probably feeling. Rose, does that help? Does that help? I say find the truth. Don't listen to it from him. Moist Robot from Manchester, United Kingdom. Hello, Moist Robot. What was wrong with me when I was living in another country for a couple of years, doing odd jobs, but I had become very unhappy, and I didn't know why. I didn't seem to experience joy or sadness. Sounds like some depression. I didn't find anything funny anymore, but rather indifference to everything around me. I saw the bad in everything, and everything seemed gray. More depression, it sounds like. I also wasn't remembering any dreams and woke with what seemed like a heavy weight on my head, and I didn't know why. Seems like depression. Yeah, here I'll go back. Some of the most common ways I find if someone they're battling with some depression right now is waking up, and the first feelings and thoughts are very negative, scary. Anxiety and depression kind of go together a lot. If you have anxiety, you might have some depression. Something you look for, anxiety with it. The lack of joy, the extreme emotions lacking. Excitement, not as exciting as it used to be with my friends and doing this kind of, and maybe even lack of sadness. You said indifference. And another one is my outlook on life. Are people generally good or bad? Things like this. You're not remembering your dreams. That means you are not sleeping very deep. It's probably stress related, stress chemicals, not letting you sleep very deep and often waking up. And then a heavy weight on your head. I would choose to return to the United Kingdom, where I would eventually stop worrying about the far future and basically lightened up. I think it was partly depression, but brought on by what? I'm happy to say I quickly recovered and found myself again, but always wondered what the heck was going on. So, I don't know what it was caused from. I can tell you what it might be from, something for you to ask yourself to look at. Long-term stress is very common. Forms of reasons we have depression. Very, very calm. The biggest form of depression, the biggest reasons people have depression is loss, death. Yeah, aren't we a little depressed within 2 weeks to 4 weeks? We start feeling a lot better. Measurement of PTSD can be if we don't feel better, month, 2 months, 3 months. But the other one is long-term stress. I'm in a stressful relationship that kind of drags out for months, a year, 2 years, several years. Long-term stress makes things work better. Stress chemicals does, but over time things stop working as well. And it causes depression and anxiety over time. So maybe it was what led up to your trip, why you went out there. Maybe it was a bad, abusive, neglectful relationship. Maybe you had severe loss. Maybe out there in United Kingdom, maybe you weren't very, very, very stable and very not depressed, if you want to call that happy or comfortable. And you're kind of like right here on the line, right? But when you went out there, it pushed you across the line because you didn't know anybody, didn't feel connected with society, is another reason that causes depression. People that can't form relationships or maintain relationships get depressed. People that are high conflict and can't get along with people get depressed. Things like this. What do you think? Let me know. Just wondering if you could shed any light on that. I hope I did. What do you think? Let me know what you think. Thanks. Martin from Wisconsin. Hello, Martin. Great video. Thank you. The thing is that it's not even their fault, and they're often not even aware they act like this. Be careful, Martin. I know a lot of you guys are going, huh? What? No, what's not their fault? Their behaviors and everything they did in your relationship to you is their fault. What they were born with? No. How they were developed? No, not their fault. They're not even aware that they act like this. Awareness is a spectrum. It's like an iceberg. So they're aware of some. How much is the question? Not are they or aren't they? They are. And if you're talking about really bad behaviors, it usually just is they don't care. They don't think it's wrong. They know you think it's wrong. They know we think it's wrong. So they hide it, lie about it, minimize it, blame you, projection, gaslight, but they still do it. And they may not be aware. They may lack empathy and not be aware of how much you're suffering, but they know you're suffering. They know it sucks because when you do it to me, it sucks. They have that much empathy, that kind, but they don't care. Someone that keeps apologizing for the same thing, keeps doing it, they're aware. They don't care. Emily from Baltimore. Hello, Emily. Can a borderline behave like this till the end of their life? Yes. My ex-boyfriend is almost 72 years old, and I'm guessing he still acts like this, which this might be very, very toxic. Well, Emily, yeah. Why are you waiting for it to stop? Is that what we're doing? 72, maybe when he's 75, 80? If he's acting like an asshole at 72, my guess is he's going to die one. And he's killing you, Emily. This stuff is the #1 cause of death. Disease, cancer, stress. Got any more questions? Ask, Emily. But yeah, of course they can keep doing this till the end of their life. They're all different. Some literally just goes away in remission itself. They weren't very high spectrum. Some get help for years and it goes into remission. And some just, they still have borderline their whole life, but a lot of their behaviors calm down from, hormones. They find ways to navigate things better. But yeah, I guarantee you whatever he's doing today is not going to stop. That's a guarantee. That's what you want to know. Emily from South Africa. Hello, Emily. Why do you get headaches when dealing with a narcissist? Why do I get headaches? Why do you get headaches? Why do we all get headaches dealing with the narcissist? Because it's stress. It's stress. It makes everything work harder. You can't just have a conversation with someone and say, hey, I like this. And they say, me too. And you go, oh, really? And they say, yeah. And they say, what do you like about it? I say, oh, I like this about it. No. You say, I like this, and they go, oh my God, me too, and this is why I like it, and everything. If you think about this, when I was in childhood, and then my best friend said, and then we say, Sarah, go down here, and you want to blah, 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 blah. What do you think? What do you want to tell me? Come on, let's go over here. Come on, give me this. Do you have $10? Just non-stop. Non-stop, and it's confusing, and your brain has to work harder going, what the hell's going on? And they're making you emotionally react different ways, which is draining and tiresome. Oh, just that made me tired. Stress chemicals makes everything work harder. Over time, those things fail. They'll make your memory and attention span and focus better. Over time, worse. Number one cause of neglect, number one sign we can see in neglect in children. Children are being neglected. Headaches, stomach aches. Same with abuse. Headaches, stomach aches. Number one signs from us in relationships, we're being traumatized, we're being abused, we're being neglected. Headaches, stomach aches. Thank you, Emily. Tim, you didn't tell us where you're from, Tim. Hey, David, why don't you share with your audience the academic credentials you have to speak about mental illness? I didn't know you needed any. Surely you must have at least an MA in clinical psychology, a PhD. I didn't know I need those things to talk about mental illness or abuse. Someone asked you, well, what are your credentials? And you went off here a long time. You could be a hamburger flipper, a plumber, a nurse, a CEO, a large company. I'm none of those things, but whatever I am, and despite whatever limited capabilities I may have, I present myself to others as who I actually am, warts and all. David does not. How so? Where do I present myself to be that I'm not? Channel says Damar's coaching. My name's Damar's. I'm a coach. That's it. I'm not a therapist. I've never said I am. I never act like one. I never present myself one. I never mislead anyone in any way, shape, or form. So where is it, Tim? And you said he makes a living, gets to talk about me, by presenting people with mental illness as inherently toxic and destructive in order to support and praise you. Me? Now you're talking about me, now you're talking to me. You're switching back from third person, second person, first person. No, I don't. That's very wrong, Tim. You obviously don't watch my videos. You obviously don't make much sense. You obviously are just angry, pissed about something I said. I make a living presenting people with mental illness as inherently toxic and destructive. No, I don't. My mother was schizophrenic before she died. I was the last person. That was the only person that would talk to her and take care of her. She wasn't inherently toxic and destructive. And she destroyed many things in my life, but I love her to death till the last day. So I don't think that. I think we all have some mental illness. I've had some. So that's not true. In order to support and praise me, I don't need praise. No. Show me where I react to praise in some way. I don't know, it's weird. The innocent and misfortune victim. I'm not innocent and I'm not a misfortune victim. I'm not a victim, Tim. I was a long time ago. I was victimized. Don't really talk about it. If there's something you want to know about it, let me know. But I definitely don't present myself as some kind of victim. Who just happened to find yourself in a relationship. No, I know exactly how I found myself in toxic relationships with people like you. I know exactly why I had toxic friends like you. I know exactly why I don't now. But you don't need to demonize mentally ill people to recognize and support people who are also negatively impacted by the mental illness. Oh, is that you, Tim? You're just impacted by mental illness and you're sticking up for other people with mental illness or yourself, Tim. This anger means it's about you, not about other people. That's why you found my channel. And guess what? I helped you, didn't I? I help people who have been abused by other people like you. You've been abused. People that are like you have been abused by other people, and I hope my videos helped you. You're welcome. And I don't demonize anyone. Actually, on my channel, I say not to. All the time in videos, don't demonize people. I say that evil runs through the heart of all of us. We're all capable of evil. And that people do evil things. They aren't just evil. You just do evil things, Tim. I don't think you're an evil person. I've made that clear on my channel. He presents himself as someone who he is not for financial gain. I don't make a dime off of this. So you're wrong. I don't even monetize my videos. And I do not present myself. My business is called Damar's Coaching. I'm a certified professional coach. That's it. I have education. I've taken all my psychology in college, sociology, but I didn't need it. It doesn't apply to this stuff. That's why psychiatrists hire me. Psychologists and therapists. Sometimes half my clientele are those people. Psychiatrists can know the DSM really well, but they have parents that are toxic and they had an abusive, neglective childhood, and they come see me. A therapist can diagnose people like you with BPD if it doesn't mean that they totally understand the impact of it and may need to heal from someone like you still. They're people too. They're my clients too. So what it really comes down to, Tim, here, I'll read my reply. But all you're doing, Tim, is you're letting me know that I'm speaking truth. That's it. You're letting me know that I'm saying something right, something that pissed you off, that made you angry, something that held true to something you're doing. I held a mirror up to you, Tim. I wrote, I will do better than what you're asking about my education. Your comment comes from a place of vulnerability and anger. You don't like what I say. It's not that I am wrong. It's because I'm right. I exposed you. The toxic behaviors you are not in control of. The things you do to people you claim you love. You carry shame, which makes it too hard to look at yourself. You came here to validate what you do to people, but instead I held a mirror to you, and you hate what you see, Tim. You aren't mad at me. You don't hate me. I did nothing wrong, and I said nothing wrong. But if I did, I encourage you to tell me. That's the problem with you and people that do this. Go down there and have an emotional temper tantrum and attack me because I said something true that you don't like, that made you uncomfortable. What? What did I say? What have I said that's wrong? How am I wrong in any way? No one's ever told me. I come here to elevate people. You came here to elevate yourself, Tim. You're toxic. Is that your point? That you're not toxic? Because I don't care about other people and generalizations. And you want to talk about borderline? That's what you're sticking up for? Borderline narcissists? Those are the highest conflict people in the world. They make up the most of the high conflict personality type. They make the highest numbers in prisons. They're the most violent people at home, domestic violence. Some of the most people that murder their spouse and their children. So what are you saying? That you're not toxic, Tim? That you're doing this because you're healthy and I'm the toxic one? Okay. So much easier just to get help, Tim. Just get help. You can kill any messenger you want. And you can, what do you want me to do? Not talk about it? I'm not allowed to? Why? All these people that say I'm helping them, and then you saying stop. I hurt your feelings. Why? Mike, don't know where you're from. Let us know where you are next time, please. Thanks. Just got my Hoover at 7 months post a completely unexpected discard. Bravo, she skipped devaluation phase, so no warning whatsoever. Got a long hoovering letter, basically blaming me in subtle ways, but little hidden, maybe we will find each other again stuff. Control, control, control. Isn't it? She's controlling how you feel. She controls other people, what they think about you and her. She controls the narrative, everyone's perception, and who she is. If she believed any of this, she wouldn't need to message you. I felt sick to my stomach for 1 day. Couldn't stop thinking about her for about 1 day, but already feeling better thanks to much what I learned here from David. Thanks, David. Well, good, Mike. You're welcome. Good. Sorry it hurt for 1 day. Is there anything else you can do? Can you block that avenue to you? Send it back? So you don't have to even feel bad for 1 day? Thanks for sharing that, though. Hi, David Jordan from Sydney, Australia. Hi, Jordan. I'm around 6 months post-breakup with my BPD, NPD ex-partner, and while I am healing my codependency via therapy and DV survivor programs, I still feel severely trauma bonded. And that is what codependency therapy is for. dependency. The word codependency just means two. Dependency. That's the trauma bond. People like to call it trauma bond. It's dependency. So you're in therapy, you're a DV survivor, and you're confused, and you need help with your codependency. I already know about how psychologically powerful intermittent reinforcement can be, but would love to hear you speak on this topic more. If my ex is legitimately the worst person I've ever known and worst partner I've ever had, why do I still find myself hoping they will inexplicably change and reestablish contact again? And why do I still consider it the highest form of love I've ever known when it was a full emotional abuse, physical intimidation, and severe coercive control? This is addiction, dependency, addiction, number one in our lives. You're holding it up here. Nothing else really matters. And other things could be threatening. What I might say might be threatening to that. But that's what it sounds like to me. So, you wanted me to go into psychological powerful intermittent reinforcement. Let's go into addiction, because that's where that behaviors play. That's what happens. So you have an unstable person. Remember what I described, emotionally unstable earlier? They're an unstable person. They're impulsive. They probably stop and start relationships suddenly. Probably can't hold a job, move around a lot, things like this. Very unstable, very impulsive. So an unstable person is like this. And life, even the healthiest, is like this, right? It's not linear. We have ups and downs, and I got to go to the doctor and get my shot. That sucks. But then tomorrow I get to spend with my wife and kids, and then I got that big business deal I got to put together, and then and then I'm sick, and you get the point. So, but they're like this, aren't they? And so if you have a relationship with them, now you're like this. It's inevitable. You can't. Oh, have boundaries. Okay, yeah, totally. Live with a borderline, right? And having a committed, intimate relationship, but have boundaries, and it's totally fine. And they're going like this, and you're just cruising through life like this with them, aren't you? Nope, you're going like this because you fight, and then fight, right? And then make up, and then they're gone, and you don't know where they are, and it's stressful. And then they come back and say I love you, and then they break up with you and say I hate you, and then they come back and they have sex, and or it could just be little argument, and then they leave for the day, and then they come back, and you guys make up and have dinner, and it's just too unstable. And these do things to the chemicals in our brains that causes addictions, dependency. It's not like any addiction. It is an addiction. It is one. Just like work, sex, alcohol, drugs, stimulants, depressants, things like this. We become addicted to them, and it's not because they felt good. It's because they felt good and felt bad. Felt good and felt bad. Felt good and felt bad. In a relationship like this, we get stuck in those, we wait for those golden times, and then we wait through the bad times and just wait for the golden times, never thinking about the future, never planning to get away, get out, just want to feel better for the moment. Help. Does that help? Let me know if you have more questions about that, Jordan. But that's what I see. Addiction, dependency. The person helping you with this, tell them you need more help with this and understanding. And if they can't help you understand, they may not understand, which means they may not be able to treat it. I suggest to people different chemicals, hormones, and supplements to take. There's different daily activities that we start taking. We need to start talking to ourselves and building that relationship with ourselves again, because we lost a sense of who we are. Thanks, Jordan. And it looks like that's it. I got cut off there. Sorry about that, guys. But that's it. Those are all the questions. Let me know what you think of my answers. Let me know. Give us examples of some of the things I say. You guys in your comments, your questions, your examples really make the videos. I'm not kidding. I really, really appreciate that you do that. And so do other people that you help. Hundreds of other people you help by leaving your comments. You want coaching, you can find me at daviddemars.com. Please like, subscribe, love yourself first. Bye-bye.